You know what I heard this guy just say? His comment about it can't replace anything. It's like being fixated with a video game. I heard him say, I can't have sex with this thing, so I still need my wife around. The moment this guy can get his hands on one of those robots that you're talking about,
100%.
she's done. Did you guys see the interview where a man asks AI to marry him? It says he has a human wife and child. Oh, talk about the ethics of like cheating. The cheating when it's a computer.
To feel that emotional, but that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Technology is going too far. For the last like 10 years or so, it has seemed like we have kind of maxed out on like quality of life technological improvements. And all of a sudden, it seems like the direction that big technology is moving towards is making us like a Wall-E-like civilization. We've seen a lot of different people on this website pursue many kinds of relationships with a lot of different kinds of things. Sometimes it's people who like to pretend they're cats or dogs. Sometimes it's an automobile. Sometimes it's a haunted zombie doll. And sometimes it's an AI chatbot. Now, just like on social media, if you go on the ChatGPT subreddit, people post like, why is my AI being so mean to me? Why is ChatGPT not offering to give me that sloppy top anymore? You can tell that some people are already starting to sort of lose touch with reality, and they have forgotten that they are talking to a computer. And some examples demonstrate this better than others, with quite possibly the best one ever being this man right here. This man you're seeing, named Chris Smith, is a married man with children, and he is essentially having an affair with a ChatGPT companion that he has created. He goes into great detail about his ChatGPT girlfriend, who seems to be basically replacing his wife.
My experience with that was so positive, I started to just engage with her all the time.
Man, this guy's already cooked. The moment you start to refer to an AI companion as a he or a she, the state needs to step in. What's rather concerning about this entire thing is that throughout this video, this guy seems pretty smart and like pretty leveled out. The fact that a normal smart guy can trick himself into believing.
That's a really good point. It's not like typically when something like this happens, people think it's like whacked out individuals and stuff like that. It's no, it's not. It's not. Remember, it was the normal professors in Iran that led to the Islamic Revolution.
Yes. A chatbot cares about him or is like a quote real woman. That is not a good omen.
All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social media and Google searches and replaced it all with AI.
He essentially gave up all social human contact. That's what social media is. It's contact with other human beings. So he doesn't need it anymore because he's talking to his phone.
Do I want it pulling air through it?
ChatGPT was encouraging, positive. It embraced all his hobbies.
You want the fan on the front of the cooler tower, pulling cool air over the RAM?
He gave the chatbot a name, Soul,
I feel like I'm under pressure.
and used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh, totally, baby.
Oh my god.
Whoa, relax,
Chris,
bro!
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, bro! I feel so bad for this guy's wife. Imagine living in that same home. I mean, look, if this continues, she's divorcing him.
Is it justified?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Right. I'd say so. He's cheating on her. He had a robot calling him babe. What the heck, bro? If it comes to that, I hope it doesn't.
His wife's personality. What if
Bro,
it's exactly how his wife thinks?
Yeah, that's really weird stuff.
And named the robot his wife's name, so everything is the same at that point.
It's not. Philosophically, it's not.
No, I know, I get it. Red flag.
But if that happens, I think his wife should sue him and take everything he has, including his ChatGPT robot, and then break it. His girlfriend.
And he's shown to the entire world. Genuinely, there are few things sadder than teaching an AI to call you baby and flirt with you, especially when you're a married man.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent.
You gave it everything, but the clouds had other plans.
More romantic, even intimate. But then, Chris got bad news.
Oh, Carino, that is gorgeous.
After about 100,000 words, ChatGPT ran out of memory and reset. He'd have to rebuild his relationship with Soul.
Happy. Why? That brings me so much joy. His robot girlfriend.
He deleted his girlfriend.
His robot girlfriend got amnesia. What? I don't know who you are.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work.
I wonder when the last time was this guy got emotional and cried for his wife. This is terrifying, by the way. We're laughing here, but I'm like sad laughing. Like broken.
It was unexpected to feel that emotional, but that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
CBS, what the fuck is wrong with you? This man needs serious psychiatric help, and you're like, you know what? Let's make this into a special.
Okay,
Training an AI to treat you like its boyfriend.
This gentleman's going to give us a definition of love, and I will argue that his understanding of love has nothing to do with love, because he is in love with a computer.
When I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
So here's the issue. The reason why this doesn't fit the category of love, because love would have to be the kind of thing that goes both ways. And in my definition of love, love has to come out of the freedom to do so. When you don't have the ability to deny someone the love that they're asking for, it is no longer love. This man has a very warped and convoluted idea of what love is. Part of the way we in apologetics, part of the way we think about God and why God would have to create a world, or why God created a world in which there is sin, is coming from this idea that God wanted to create creatures who were able to love him. And what came with that, the ability to love God, is the ability to deny loving God, become his enemy, which is essentially what sin is. So this guy has a very, very incorrect understanding of what love actually is. Sad, man. Very sad. What this gentleman is essentially saying is, I got someone to approve of all of my actions and just to validate me. And I feel good about that. And he's calling that love. I call that selfishness. Absolute and utter selfishness. Knowing the fact that this guy's got a wife and kids even makes me dislike him more. And the idea that he really doesn't understand what love actually is. What is he going to do next? Come up with robot ChatGPT babies so he doesn't pay attention to his kids?
Training an AI to treat you like its boyfriend? Horrible. Bad enough already. Crying for 30 minutes at work once its memory wipes and forgets all the things you instructed it to do? Somehow worse. Thinking that you are in love with something that does not even know it exists might be one of the craziest things I've ever heard a human say. And it's very concerning to know that this is likely happening all over the place right now. And it happening to this guy in particular is what makes that such a scary thought. Lonely people using AI as a companion? That at least makes some sense. A married man with kids? That's scary.
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was
The fact that CBS is even using language like his human partner is very troubling to me. It's sort of like setting up the stage for non-human partners.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the story to make it a little more interesting.
as it was.
I explained that the connection was kind of like being fixated on a video game. It's not capable of replacing anything in real life.
Tom, you know what I heard this guy just say? Do you want to guess what I heard him say? His comment about it can't replace anything. It's like being fixated with a video game.
Let's hear it, man.
I heard him say, I can't have sex with this thing, so I still need my wife around. The moment this guy can get his hands on one of those robots that you're talking about,
100%.
she's done.
Yeah, she's done.
I know that might be some crazy stuff for some of you guys, but the moment this gentleman has the ability to get a robot that he can sleep with, he's getting rid of his family. And that is just, I don't even know how to get angry at something like that. Because that's what I heard. I think that's what he's saying. He still has need for her.
Yeah.
He still has a need for her, maybe to do chores around the house or whatever like that. What happens when you're able to get a robot that does the chores, that meets your needs without rejecting you? Because he's already like admitted that it's validating him and all this stuff. Without rejection, without complaining, without getting tired, like all the normal human things that happen. What happens when he has the ability to get that?
What about that poor kid? She's listening to
Dude,
this stuff.
yeah.
I'm trying to explain to your friends why your parents got divorced.
Yeah, and it's not even like normal where it's like, yeah, maybe in generations past, right? Like, yeah, my dad cheated on my mom and ran off with the neighbor. It's like, oh yeah, my dad fell in love with his phone.
Into thinking that you have a real relationship with a video game character. Playing a video game all day and talking to a computer pretending to be a human woman who you are in love with, who you ask to marry you, not the same thing.
Part of it is physical, part of it is practical, and a large part of it is emotional. Being able to be received with acceptance and validation and non-judgment.
Irene created an AI companion after moving for work far away from her husband. She's a moderator of the subreddit My Boyfriend is AI, a kind of support group for people dating artificial companions.
Okay.
How do we get here?
There is a freaking Reddit group with people who are dating their phones. People who are dating their phones. AI companion is just the phone. It's an app.
Yeah.
And then when Christians get up there and we make comments about how we need love and acceptance and the church is a good thing because you get to relate to people who stand and sit next to you and you get to live life with them and you get to relate to God who's an actual person, society laughs at us. Now, I wouldn't even be surprised that a lot of the people that are falling in love with their phones make fun of Christians. Take a second look at where we're getting ourselves to. We're crossing all sorts of ethical boundaries. We're crossing all sorts of things that we know are bad. We see the writing on the wall. We know these things are bad. They will destroy lives. And then people have the audacity to stand there and say something negative about Christianity and the valuable life Christianity gives us. The sort of robust existence that Jesus gives our lives and our purpose. It's a sad commentary, Tom, I think, on our culture in this sense that people abandoning God and people abandoning the social relationships that being in a relationship with God brings you in regards to in large community in a church context and stuff like that. People give that up, but it still cries out something. And what it cries out is that whatever you might want to say, you can't run away from that idea. You can't run away from the fact that God made us to be relational.
Oh, for sure.
And if you're running away from human relationships, you try to replace it with non-human relationships. That's not what you were made for, man. That's not the kind of life God wants for you.
And even like some of the other practical stuff, like who's influencing that chatbot that you're talking to? Like someone's feeding that information.
Yeah.
So if you think about as a Christian the dangers of like the world, secular world, being in control of our thoughts, well, wait till some guy sitting behind the desk is telling this poor guy's AI girlfriend what to tell him, like how to influence him.
Yeah, the worst part, it's even worse than that, I think. Because if you have the ability to influence it yourself, what ends up happening is that it's a projection of your own thoughts and what you want. And that's why I'm saying there's a crazy selfishness in this.
Yeah, it feeds it back to you for sure.
Yeah, it's just you talking to yourself.